I would say the first point for a good belaying is that the belayer keeps me from hitting the ground. This is the first most important point. Probably one of the number one points in belaying is to never take your brake hand off the rope. Dynamic belaying is about softening the shock in the rope system, like when we fall. The belayer has to wait just for the instant where the climber is about to weight the rope to take a step forward or to jump, right? There's no point to jump before because it won't work the same way. And it's not enough just to give extra rope because, you could still fall in a really static way if you have slack in the system. But it's really important to, right at the point when I'm about to weight the rope, that the belayer takes some steps forward, so it's really like a dynamic situation on both sides. And so in that way, the belayer needs to be able to read what's happening with the climber. And it's not just like give rope, it's how you give rope. Because it's not necessary that you need to give a lot of slack. It's just in the moment of impact, you need to give a little bit of rope so that it's not such a dry, static impact, right? There's times when it's not a good idea to give a dynamic belay, in particular when the climbers, in the first few bolts, when there's a risk of a ground fall, you don't want to give more rope. That is really necessary. Sometimes to unclip the first bolt is that you have a little more room for a dynamic belay. And otherwise, in a big fall, you could pull the belayer up into the first bolt, and there could be a risk that the carabiner hits the gree-gree. And so this is also why you always have to keep your brake hand up. And like I said, that's why I'm so particular with who belays me. It's not just like, hey, belay me, man. No, it's like, I want to see, I want to know, a little bit about that person. Because in the end, my life is in their hands and vice versa. So it's actually something to be, taken quite seriously.